Have you ever wondered why people are not okay being single? Or do you wonder why you won't be fine being in a relationship if you're not fine single? Well, hi, I'm Allison, and welcome to my podcast, The Wormhole Conundrums. This is episode 3, and we will be discussing why aren't people fine with being in relationships? Anyways, so this is my first edited video on this channel. Well, technically I've posted edited videos before, but like edited podcast. So if you know me, I don't like editing like at all. It's not something I really enjoy. I mean, sometimes it can be fun. But would I go out of my way to be like, let's edit this video? No. But I know editing is something I will have to do eventually. Like, the skirts, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm mostly editing it because most of you watch this on YouTube and you'll have to watch the video. So I'm just trying to make it a little more interesting than just like watching me talk. Because I mean, like, if you're just listening to it and you have like YouTube Premium and you can just like close out of it, or you have an Android, then like it might not make that big of a difference to you. But to the people that have to like actually like watch through the entire episode, this is mostly for them, me editing it. So yeah. We're joined with Nermi, not Nutmeg. I didn't want her in my room right now. So yeah. Well, it's not that I didn't want her in my room, it's just that when I went into my room, she didn't run into my room. So, if she had ran into my room while I was going into my room, I would have, like, let her in, and she would have been here with us. But no. So yeah. What really is a relationship? Because I feel like people get the terms dating and like an intimate relationship mixed up. Because, or I guess intimate isn't the best word, but like an actual relationship, not just like relationships with your friends, family, not those kinds, like serious relationship. Let's pull up the Google, because oh my gosh, shut up. I don't know if y'all heard that, but what is a more accurate term for a serious relationship? No, internet. Oh my god, I hate it when I have to connect to the internet, because like, why do I have to connect to the internet? Like, I'm in my house. It's just like automatically connect like you're supposed to. Okay. Yeah, Google wasn't really all that helpful, but yeah. Whenever I say relationship for the purposes of this, just assume that I am talking about like an actual like relationship, and unless I like say otherwise. So my personal opinion, when you two say you're in a relationship, is when you're in a relationship. It doesn't matter how many dates y'all go on. You're not in a relationship if you haven't had that conversation to we're in a relationship. And like, y'all can be dating and talking, but not in a relationship. Because when people say dating, I'm like, like for me, like, how are y'all, like, dating if y'all haven't been on, like, a single date? Like, that's always, like, boggled me, like, how have, like, you been dating someone for, like, 8 months? Dating, meaning you're going on dates, and not going on a single date. Like, are y'all really dating? If we aren't going on dates, are y'all really dating? And I'm not saying, like, go on a date every other week or something, like, but I'm just saying, like, you aren't really dating if you're not, like, because when people say they're dating and they've only gone on one date and they've been dating for, like, 5 months, I'm like, y'all aren't dating. Y'all may be in a relationship, but y'all are not dating. Like, like, I've, dated multiple people, but were we in a relationship? Not always. Actually, out of the people I've been in a relationship with, I've only ever actually, like, dated 2 of them. One of them was, like, only lasted, like, 2 weeks, but we still went on a date. Then the other one lasted, like, close to a year. I personally consider it a relationship because of, how long we were talking, which is kind of hypocritical that I consider that a relationship, considering my definition is that whenever you both agree that you're in a relationship, that's when you're in a relationship. Like, everyone knew we were talking. Everyone, like, everyone knew everything. Like, not everything, but, like, everyone, like, knew we were talking. Like, we were, like, a thing. So it's like, to everyone else, as far as they cared, we were in a relationship. Well, and we also, like, and also there was this, my quarantine ex, which I did an episode on, not on my old podcast. I did an episode on that. And honestly, I'm thinking on just, like, privating those 2 videos. Not private, like, unless, I don't know. I'm thinking on just, like, getting rid of those videos, because, like, the second episode kind of is, like, just, like, goes into, like, a little personal, if I'm being honest. Like, it did get a lot of views, so I'm like, should I? And then the introduction video is just, like, cringe, because, like, cringe. Yeah. But, I might. I don't know. But then if I do that, then I might end up doing that for the first episode of this. Actually, I don't see myself doing that. I don't. By the way, I am eating some Doritos. And I have some agua. Let's take the time to appreciate the sticker. My friend Artemis gave it to me. Who that? Oh, some girl is pulling up in the driveway. What is this? Why I get a notification? Oh, weather updates. That's cool. I already have those. Anyways, that girl went away. I guess she's just trying to, like, reverse. But yeah, I feel like people nowadays are, like, so quick to jump into a relationship, be like, and aren't fine with being single. Because I'm like, if you aren't fine with being single, you aren't going to be fine in a relationship. So what's the point of getting in a relationship? Because you're just going to cause yourself and your partner more pain. Because if you aren't happy single, you're not going to be happy in a relationship. And if you are happy, you're just using that to hide your pain. And that's not fair to your partner. And that's not fair to yourself. Like, if you can't say it, like, because in my opinion, if you were not fine being single, and you, because for me, I'm like fine being single right now. Like, I guess I'm sort of talking to someone. Not really. Sorta. Um, like, I'm fine with being single. Um, and honestly, I was kind of like dead set on being single, low key. And then, guess what? Um, and then I saw this cute guy, and this guy slid into my DMs. The cute guy, I haven't like, we're not talking like at all. Like, I tried getting his like number, but like my like plan failed to get his number. Okay, um, I might have talked about him in the last episode. Um, basically, I yeah, I did talk about him in the last episode because I remember going on a tangent about how like if you ask someone out in like if you plan on asking someone out in class, it's not gonna work. Like, don't do that to yourself. Like, plan on asking them out in the hallway. Like, get to class early, when no one's there. Maybe wait out in the hall and ask them out then. But yeah, I was basically planning on asking out in class, and then after 2 class periods of being, I'm gonna ask him out in class and get his number. Well, first class period number 1, I told myself that. Class period number 2, I told myself that again. Then class period 2, I was like, how am I going to get his number? And then I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to actually get his number if I plan on getting it in class. And I was like, I see him at lunch. I'll just get it at lunch. And today is the day I was going to get it. I didn't chicken out. Just the plan didn't work because we got to the cafeteria at around the same time. And when he was getting his food, I was in line. The plan was on my way to get into the line. Normally, we see each other and we cross paths. When we cross paths, I get at the top of the be like, hey, you're kind of cute. You got my number? And if he says no, I move on with my day. And if he says yes, yippee. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like such a good liar because like, I feel like my lies are kind of bad, but the way I say them is like really good. So it's like, you'll either be really confused, but if you know me, you'll be confused, and you'll just be like, whatever, she wouldn't lie. Now, I'm gonna be straight up, I don't lie. Okay? I don't lie. It's just like small white lies, like why'd you get, like, I get someone's number, they'd be like, why'd you get my number? I'd be like, oh, I was dared to, you know? Like, duh, I wasn't dared to, like, you're fucking gorgeous, like, I wanted your number. But I can't say that, like, when if we, either, like, the day after I get it, or, like, right after I get it, I can't be like, oh yeah, I thought you were, like, drop dead gorgeous, like, that's, like, borderline love bombing in my opinion, because it's, like, we don't know each other, so why am I, like, already flirting? Like, you shouldn't, like, when you're talking to someone, flirting should be minimal for at least a couple days. After, like, the 3-day mark, I'm like, okay, if it gets more than minimal, that's fine. But for me, I'm not gonna initiate flirting for at least a week. I'll flirt back, but I've learned my lesson. I got into, like, that's really a whole topic for another video, if I'm being honest. Cause, like, it was, if you know me in person, you know about this, like, oh my god, it was, I'll give a basic rundown. Some guy basically led me on, and, I haven't led on before, but, like, he led me on, like, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've never been led on, like, that, extreme. And, he led me on, like, bad, bad. Like, I've ne Not gonna lie, that sent me to like a depression for like about like 2 months, and then like one day, I like we had like a confrontation because he ended up replacing me with some girl that looked like me, and I was like, "Hold the phone, what's going on? You led me on. Why are you getting with a girl that looks just like me? Like, be so for real." Who's texting me? Or just open my phone and don't show me. Oh, it was Kaden. Um, I know I just name dropped, but like, y'all don't know who that is. He won't know if he watches this. So like, yeah. What was I on about? Oh yeah, I had like a huge conversation with them, and like, after that, my mental just like went up and up and up because he like ended up cutting me off, and like it only went up and up and up more and more. So like, I'm gonna be honest. If there's someone draining you, cut them out. It'll like, it might be painful for like a day or two, but after a day or two, ooh, so rejuvenating. Cause like, because I was already trying to like distance myself away from him, like before the whole confrontation, and then after the confrontation, he cut me off like a couple days after, and I was like, oh, thanks, because I was already trying to distance myself from him, because like, one, I didn't really have much of a reason to continue like talking to him, and two, why would I want to talk to him? So yeah, I just like, I'm thankful that he cut me off because my mental health like went up like that, like up and up and up. How did I get to talking about that? I think I was talking about how people were like so quick to get into relationships, and how like, oh yeah, I was talking about flirting. I don't know what I was on about. Yeah, like, because of that, like, I refuse to like flirt with people until like at least after a day. I'll reciprocate after a day, but I won't like initiate for like a week because like, I don't do love bombing. Been love bombed once, not happening again. So yeah. And also, I can see how love bombing can sort of happen on accident, because let's say, um, you've never really been in a relationship, you start talking to someone, and you say, and you think they're the most gorgeous, hottest person in the world. Um, if you, I can understand how someone that doesn't actually love them would say, I love you on like day one. Because if you say I love you on like day one, that isn't actual love, that's just lust. Um, because you don't actually want them, you just want them for their body, really. If you say I love you on day one, like we all know that's what you want. Because like, love isn't something you can just switch on like that. It's something that takes time to develop. So if you can say I love you to someone after like a day, do you really? Are they really the one you want? Like, let's see some common sense, y'all. Or actually, common sense isn't common sense. Isn't common knowledge, or should it really be called common sense? I don't know. Dang it, I dropped my chip. But yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. This is probably one of the most, er, um, so I've been dealing with mental health for like years at this point, and this is probably one of the only periods of time where I'd be like, I'm genuinely like ready for a relationship. Now I've like been in a relationship and have looked for a relationship when I wasn't ready. And if you do that, no shame, but um because I've done that, so like who am I to really shame you for doing that? Um but the reason why I say like no shame at all is because dang, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. Um yeah, because there's such a stigma about like being like alone, and I'm like, why is it so stigmatized? Because it's not like I feel like those that stigmatize being like single are the probably like people that are lonely and probably need help like up here, because you're just projecting your own insecurity of being alone and dying alone. Kind of funny. Last episode is about death and tying a full circle, I guess. Um, that wasn't intentional, by the way. Um, and so it's like, um, I feel like if people were to stop, like, I also feel like part of the problem is like when people like take those like pictures together, like where they kiss each other or whatever, and post them like 24/7. Same with like those like happy 1 month, happy 3 months, 5, 8, like only post at like one, no, not 1 month, like 3 months, 6 months, maybe 8, and a year. And even then, if you post at all of those, people still might be annoyed by your relationship. Um, and and like by constantly posting about relationships, that causes people that aren't in one to feel left out and want to be included. And so I feel like part of the problem with why people aren't fine with being alone in relationships is that people are constantly posting their significant other, which there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, it's just like, for one, people find it annoying when you do that 24/7, and two, why do you feel the need to do that? Like, um, do you really need to post your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash partner every time you see a thing on Instagram that says to post them? You really don't. Sure, it's cool to do it every now and then, but you really don't need to do that. Like, why are you being extra? Like, uh, if you wanted to share a picture of your significant other, show it to some friends and be like, oh my god, my boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, they're so cute. They're so handsome. Like, your friends can deal with that. The internet does not want to. Like, bye. Like, so like, but then um, like if you aren't fine single, you're not gonna be fine in a relationship. And so just do yourself and the person you want to be with a favor. Get better. Get to a point where you're fine with being single, and you're like, because, uh, so, I'm gonna be honest. I would potentially go from guy to guy, and I will admit that because most people can't admit that, and I feel like I'm a bigger person if I can admit that and they can't. So yeah, I'll gladly admit it. I have a tendency to do that, and you know, it's not like it's just talking, like scoping out my options really, because I've hardly ever dated really anyone. So it's like, because I've seen like people that have been in like 12 relationships, 20, 50, whatever. Like, I'm just saying random numbers because like these people that are in those amount of relationships probably don't even know that they're in that they've been in that many, because they at one point went from guy to guy so much. But yeah, how did I get there? Because I completely lost what I was talking about. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot what I was talking about completely. Something about going from guy to guy. Oh yeah, I was going to segue into how I was fine being single. So there's that guy that led me on. I'm not gonna say the whole situation, not this video, because this video isn't really for that. But throughout that entire time, there was also this other guy that I was sort of talking to. It was a little on and off, a little bit. But yeah, after like 2 months, we stopped talking. And I'm gonna be honest, after that, I was a little like sad, but then like I sort of just went like womp womp, whatever, his loss. And yeah, after a little bit, I was like, whatever. Men really aren't it. There's not really anyone that really tickles my fancy. So like, no one really tickles my fancy. Men aren't it. So like, what's the point of looking for a relationship if there really isn't anyone for me anymore? I'm not saying that in the sense that like there isn't anyone for me in this world. I'm just saying at this moment, or at that moment, there wasn't anyone for me. And I don't mean that in like, oh, I was so sad. There wasn't anyone for me to like cry about it to. No. I mean just like genuinely, I didn't really see any romantic potential in anyone for me. And that's fine. And then some guy slid into my DMs and I was like, ooh, cute. And yeah. Anyways, this episode is long enough and I don't want to have to edit too much, so we're just gonna end it here. Bye.